The last family of viruses we will discuss are Hepadnaviruses. Hepadnaviruses are enveloped spherical particles with icosahedral capsid with T4 symmetry. Inside is a genome which is partially double-stranded DNA. Why partial? Because it has a gap on single strand, which makes it partially double-stranded, partially single-stranded. Infectious variants usually are called Dane particle, and they are smaller percentage of infectious virus of the viruses within the infected host. Uh, Very often we can detect abundant amount of smaller spherical or filamentous forms which lack nucleocapsid. They only have envelope with envelope glycoproteins incorporated in those. So those are non-infectious particles. The name for Hepadnaviruses come from hepatitis and DNA. DNA because the genetic material is DNA, and hepatitis because they cause hepatitis. They preferentially target hepatocyte. We know hepatitis B viruses of human, of course, but also chimpanzees, gorilla, gibbon, duck. Many different animals can be infected by specific hepatitis B virus. Now, the disease can range from very mild symptom up to severe. Usually 90% of infections resolve within 6 months without any serious damage. 1% is very dangerous, cause so-called fulminant hepatitis, which is highly damaging infection resulting in complete liver failure and death. Approximately 9% of cases, infection become chronic and causes cirrhosis, which can end in liver cancer. The incubation period for hepatitis B virus is between 2 to 3 months, but in some rare cases can last up to 6 months. The prevention is the best way how to go around, and we have recombinant vaccine for hepatitis B, which carry those surface antigens. Once person who was not vaccinated is infected, usually the best way is to use hepatitis B immunoglobulin after exposure. Treatment can also include pegylated interferon or several inhibitors of reverse transcriptase. Remember, hepatnaviruses can have reverse transcriptase enzyme. Talking about hepatitis, I want to step aside or back and recall that there are several viruses which belong to different families which cause hepatitis. Hepatnaviruses or serum hepatitis, which we discuss now, um, refer to infection with hepatitis B. Recall, we already went through hepatitis A and C. Hepatitis A is RNA virus which belongs to picornaviruses, genera hepatovirus. It is the so-called infectious hepatitis, which is transmitted via contaminated food, water, through the fecal-oral transmission route. Hepatitis A does not usually cause chronic infection. Hepatitis C is also RNA virus. However, it belongs to flaviviruses, genera Hepacivirus. Hepatitis C can trigger chronic infection and lead to the liver cancer. We do have vaccine against hepatitis A and B, but not hepatitis C. For hepatitis C, there is quite efficient treatment. Interesting is a Delta virus, hepatitis D. It is a defective RNA virus, which usually per se cannot trigger hepatitis. However, if it co-infects people who are infected with hepatitis B, it can contribute to higher pathogenic outcomes. So it can trigger worse pathogenesis in co-infected individuals. So let's go back to hepatitis B virus. As mentioned before, from mild symptom, which can resemble flu-like symptoms through jaundice, elevated liver enzyme serum sickness, it can also lead to very severe pathogenesis, fulminant hepatitis or cirrhosis and liver cancer. Chronic infection leading to cirrhosis usually involve fibrous deposition during the healing process in the liver and also production of acetic fluids. Tissue damage, therefore, is usually not due to virus replication but due to host immune responses. Hepatitis B virus is transmitted by blood, contaminated needles, or unprotected sex. It's a blood transfusion. However, nowadays, every single donor is tested for hepatitis B, so there is very limited or almost non-existing possibility to transmit hepatitis B. However, it can be transmitted via contaminated needles. For example, in intravenous blood drug users. There were also several cases of hepatitis B detected upon the tattoo with a contaminated needle. Also, it can be transmitted through unprotected sex and from mother to newborn. And that's a very devastating case because it causes severe disease in newborn if infected, if infection is transmitted from mother. As I mentioned, we have recombinant vaccine, and there are also several drugs which can be administered during the infection.